Oh, yeah. This is an easy question. This goes a little bit back to purpose.
Okay.
So my parents, when I mentioned earlier, my dad had to restart his practice. They had moved. I was 4 years old. My sister was 6. We were living in West Tennessee, and my dad felt a calling to move our family to East Tennessee. It's about a 5-hour difference. Because he felt like it was important that he started his practice in East Tennessee. There were better school systems for my sister and I, so he wanted a better legacy for us. And the best decision, whether they knew it or not at the time, that they made was they moved into a neighborhood called Briarcliff. Okay, now Briarcliff is probably comparable to a 1,500 rooftop house here in Atlanta. Pretty large neighborhood, amenities-driven neighborhood. And just the biggest blessing that came from that was I had 22, I counted them the other day, 22 friends that were within about a year age of me. They were either in my grade or the year above or below. And it was an everyday bicycles in the front yard, football in the backyard, street hockey in the creeks, in the woods.
Like the Sandlot, yeah.
It was like the Sandlot. That's kind of like what it was. Yeah. And I remember the first week that I took that sales job for the new home sales community, I stood on the front porch of that model home and I looked out over the street. And I remember seeing, it almost makes me emotional even talking about it, just remembering it. Kids playing the street, having a good time. What it really should be growing up, in my opinion. It's what I had. It was a big blessing. Some of those kids that I grew up with are some of my best friends today. And man, we had a blast. And so I remember kind of being like, okay, I'm able to give what I had back to somebody else. I'm able to create an environment for a family, a legacy for a kid, a memory for a child that reminds me of something that I feel like was a big blessing in my life. And so honestly, Phil, like that is why I sell real estate. I love real estate and going into fancy houses, and we get to sell some really cool houses. And we live in a really incredible place, and I love supporting the community. All of that really doesn't matter if it doesn't affect the next generation.
Yep.